Part 285. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2841. Fang Fan subconsciously glared at Xiao Liyulai. This little girl dares to say anything. It's really 3 days without a roof tile. It is impossible to eat soft rice, and it is impossible to eat in this life. The true fragrance law is generally not applicable to Fang Fan, unless it is a special case. Fang Fan smashed his mouth. He really felt a bit of a headache at this moment. Listening to the conversation between Fang Fan and Xiao Liyulai, the old gentoo standing aside completely fell into self-doubt. Is this young man so handsome now? Talented people come out from generation to generation, each leading the way for hundreds of years. Probably this is the attitude. They are like this, sooner or later they will fall behind. Deep emotion, empathy. I generally don't accept star cores to exchange for supplies. Ordinary materials are not enough, not to mention the special high-grade materials such as red blood thunder copper. It's not allowed under normal circumstances. You're making me make a mistake. Old Gentoo raised his eyebrows, and then spoke confidently from the side. This time the thoughts gathered here, and the changes in facial expressions were also particularly exciting. Anyway, what was displayed at this time was probably such an attitude. Pure and true. How can this be called a mistake? This is some sacrifice and contribution made by the seniors to take care of the cultivation of the junior students. It's a large-scale fundraising for the Guangming Academy by the seniors. This can fully demonstrate the heart of the senior. This is the most real state. As for the others, why do we need to say anything more? Senior has worked so hard for Guangming Academy to this extent, it is really touching. Seniors are the seers with a big picture. Senior. While talking, Fang Fan nodded quickly and said, "Anyway, now the attitude must be more clear. The flattery must not stop. This old gentoo seems to be indifferent to these things, but it can be seen from the corners of his mouth that he gradually raises his mouth. In fact, he doesn't think so at all in his heart. Don't be seniors and juniors. Stop fooling me. You're free to take away the red blood thunder copper, that bastard Shui Wanren will definitely trouble me by then. It's not like you haven't seen that kid Shui Wanren, he's nothing. Dogmatism is too serious." Old Gentoo continued to puff his beard and stare, and what he said had a feeling of scalp tingling. Good guy. This is all about what? I really don't understand something. Do you always have this attitude now? Call Shui Wanren the boy, that bastard Shui Wanren. Straightforward, without any hypocrisy. No matter how you say it, Shui Wanren is also the deputy master of Guangming Academy. This old gentoo seems to have never been respectful. Fang Fan's eyes sized up old gentoo, and his facial expression also changed a bit. This old gentoo doesn't look simple. Senior, don't worry, I can guarantee that Vice Palace Master Shui Wanren will not come to trouble you. Even if he does come, if you mention my name, it will be absolutely fine, he understands everything. Fang Fan nodded and said confidently. Yo. Can you make that stubborn guy Shui Wanren stop being stubborn? Could it be that your kid is that guy's illegitimate child? Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2842. While talking, Old Gentoo raised his eyebrows subconsciously, and the smile on the corner of his mouth was very real. Fang Fan. How come these things are involved? The illegitimate children are all out. Nothing like that. Mainly, cough, then what? He is my prospective father-in-law. Probably that's the relationship. Fang Fan let out a breath, and then said with a little embarrassment. Father-in-law. Father-in-law. How many girl dolls have you provoked? There are 2 of them. Now you even provoke Shui Wanren's daughter. You kid is too watery, right? Old Gentu's eyes widened, and then he used some inappropriate adjectives. She is skittish at every turn. It's strange that your legs haven't been broken by Shui Wanren yet. Tisk, tisk tisk, it's really a novelty. Does Shui Wanren know that you have so many women outside? He didn't respond. What was his face at that time? Interesting. It's really interesting. Boy, tell me quickly. Talk more. Old Zhen's face was full of gossip, and while he was talking, the excitement on his face was beyond words. Gossip has become synonymous with him. Is it really good to gossip like this? You can't take it easy. Forward. These are not the point. The point is my red blood thunder copper. Senior, the Star Core is here. When will my red blood thunder copper be ready? Senior, you see that everything is almost resolved now, and there is no need to worry about it, so this red blood thunder copper. Fang Fan raised his eyebrows. Speaking of now, that's what he's doing for now. All aspects of things must be explained clearly now. Don't worry, I can't do without you. Why? It's just a pity. Tisk, tisk tisk. I didn't see that guy Shui Wanren getting angry from embarrassment. Well, tell him about it next time and see how he reacts. Boy. You are very good. I admire you very much. Hey, there's something that can make Shui Wanren feel embarrassed. While talking, old Gentu had a delighted expression on his face. Fang Fan was almost speechless. As for, just such a matter, so excited, can't you take it easy? Fang Fan let out a mouthful of turbid air, and the corners of his mouth twitched subconsciously. At this moment, the thoughts in his heart gathered here, and the changes in his facial expressions were particularly real. Fortunately, the red blood thunder copper was finally taken down. By the way, I still want to remind you that I can understand young people's youthful vigor, but what, you have to be restrained. Why? The young are too tired, the old is sad. Also, don't disappoint those female dolls. Now you may feel that it is very comfortable to be casual, and you don't have to be responsible for anything. You will know when you are my age. Some things, if you miss it, you will miss it. That could be a lifetime. Old Gentu suddenly became sad, and then expressed some life insights. Fang Fan felt that this old Gentu might not have been so calm before. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to say the touching words just now. There are many things involved in this. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2843. This is 7 Catties and 3 Tales of Red Blood Thunder Copper. It's all for you. This is a good thing, remember to save it. If it weren't for the old man, I'm in a good mood today, and you look good too. I definitely can't let you go so smoothly. Cultivate well. In the future, help me to get angry with that Shui Wanren. Old Gentu squinted his eyes, and bright rays of light flickered in his cloudy eyes. Thank you, Senior. Goodbye, Senior. After getting the red blood thunder copper, Fang Fan immediately left with Xiao Li Yulai and Lu Jiyi. Casually put the red blood thunder copper into the small world of Shushan Pavilion, and then put the Zhan Tian sword into it. What a strong energy. Woo, Zhan is so happy. Master, thank you. Whoa, Zhan is going to be promoted. Fang Fan followed suit with a silent smile as the excited cries of the Heaven Zhan sword artifact spirit came from his mind. The more powerful the Zhan Tian sword becomes, it is also a comprehensive promotion in combat power for Fang Fan. Fang Fan then returned to the dormitory. Xiao Li Yulai and Lu Jiyi insisted on following along. Aren't you, not going back to the dormitory? Do you want to go back and rest? The trials of these days are also quite tiring. Fang Fan looked at Xiao Li Yulai and Lu Jiyi, then smiled and said. Rest. Isn't it the same if I go to your dormitory to rest? Don't want me in? Could it be that the golden house hides the beauty in you? You didn't find another one, did you? Xiao Li Yulai pursed her lips and asked back with a pitiful expression. Although Lu Jiyi on the side didn't speak directly, the questioning eyes had already been projected over. This thinking has always seemed to be a bit problematic. What are these things? It's all involved in it at every turn. What is Jinwu Zhang Qiao? Has it risen to this level now? The golden house hides the charm. Thanks to such a good display of thinking. Fang Fan helped his forehead, and he really seemed to have a headache, so he couldn't help it. You can come in if you want. The house is big enough anyway. Fang Fan stretched his waist, and then brought the two girls into the room. Fang Fan, who entered the dormitory, stretched subconsciously. I've been really tired lately. Either in the battle, or on the way to the battle. There is a sense of exhaustion both mentally and physically. At this moment, it would be an excellent choice if I could sleep soundly. Husband, I will undress you. Xiao Li Yulai came over to serve her with a cute face. Brother, give me your foot washing water, soak your feet. I soaked 10,000 year snow ginseng and heavenly spirit grass in it, it's very comfortable. Brother, why don't you try it quickly? This is all the wish of the younger sister. Not to be outdone, Lu Jiyi crawled down to wash Fang Fan's feet. Immediately, Fang Fan felt that his body was not his own, and he didn't need to control it anyway, just stay there secretly, and his whole body gradually became swaying. It's so comfortable. This is what it feels like to be served. Forehead. Wrong. My nose. Fang Fan suddenly felt that his whole body was burning hot, and then subconsciously touched his nose, and it turned out that his nose was bleeding. Immediately afterwards, Fang Fan's whole body became extremely red, and the sound of breathing gradually became more rapid. It was as if he had suddenly entered a special state. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2844. Jiyi, did you put something in your water? Fang Fan let out a foul breath, and while talking, the corner of his mouth twitched subconsciously. This wave is really up. It feels so hot all over the body, this feeling is too real. Forehead. Also, I didn't put anything. Just a little 10,000 years snow ginseng and heavenly spirit grass, and a little other elixir and spirit grass. Aren't these all quite normal? Could it be, is something wrong? Brother, how are you? Lu Jiyi blinked and asked with a cute face. The corner of Fang Fan's mouth twitched, he didn't want to say anything now, he just felt that his whole body was in a state of ecstasy. Immediately, she stretched out her hand and directly embraced Lu Jiyi into her arms. Immediately following, Fang Fan's eyes gradually turned blood red. Right now he needs some outlet to vent. I don't know if the elixir and herbs that Lu Jiyi put in the foot bath are a bit contradictory, so they have some different side effects. Brother. Lu Jiyi was stunned for a moment, and then called out, but then she couldn't make a sound. Immediately afterwards, there were bursts of rough roars. To a certain extent, Xiao Li Yulai suffered from the disaster. Several hours later, the burning sensation on Fang Fan's body was slightly relieved. Call. Don't put things around in the future, you know. Fang Fan looked at Lu Jiyi's blushing face and violent body tremors, and he couldn't bear it, so he reminded him. For the next 2 days, Fang Fan basically spent time in the dormitory, mainly to adjust his body. 2 days later, Fang Fan was called by Zhou Qiuyeo to participate in the friendship match between Tiandao Society and Guangming Society. This is what Fang Fan promised before. The fraternity match takes place in the school's arena. Fang Fan wasn't too excited yet. Bai Biao beside him was already fully dressed, his eyes were full of brilliance. What are you getting so excited about? Are you ready to play too? Fang Fan glanced at Bai Biao, and then complained. It's definitely impossible for me to play, but as long as you play Fang Fan, I will be excited. The last time I was in the Colosseum, I missed a great opportunity to control the board. Hey, the group of people in the Colosseum are too shameless, they don't allow retail investors to open. But now it is in Guangming Academy, this is our own territory, it doesn't matter what we do at that time. This is a great opportunity. Seize this great opportunity and make a lot of money. At that time, if there are enough students who come to watch, it will be no problem to earn hundreds of billions of low-grade star cores. By the way, it's better to have a few more mentors. I almost forgot, in fact, these mentors are the main force. I want to harvest leaks too, and open a leak dish. Bai Biao is now never tired of things like gamblers. Probably because I have tasted the sweetness before, so now I am a little swayed, I feel that I am the god of gamblers, and I feel that I will win every gamble. Boss, can I bet later? I want to force you to win. Hey. Zhao Wei's chubby face suddenly lifted up, and then he said quite emotionally. My father always said that I can't earn star cores, I don't have business acumen, and he always wants me to invest more. Just take advantage of this opportunity and invest in it. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2845. While Zhao Wei was talking, he immediately followed up with the words, and the gleam in his eyes grew more and more. Needless to say anything else, this gesture is vividly displayed. Anyway, that's probably what it meant. Mentally, it basically followed suit. Invest in a. Boy Zhao Wei, you, how many bets are you going to vote for Fang Fan? My handicap, you won't give me a break, will you? Bai Biao rolled his eyes, and then said nervously, while talking at the moment, he licked his lips subconsciously, and his breathing became extremely rapid invisibly. It is probably such an attitude that is displayed. True and clear. For it. It's not much. My father said that it was my first time playing investment and I couldn't play too much, so he gave me 100,000, and I was going to take out 30,000 to 50,000 to invest. Zhao Wei nodded, then said with a smile. 30 to 50,000. 30,000 to 50,000 low-grade star cores? Or 30,000 to 50,000 middle-grade star cores? It's nothing. Call. Really, it scared me. Bai Biao rolled his eyes, then curled his lips and said. It's a high-grade star core. Zhao Wei secretly poked again. Bai Biao. After all, his pattern is too small. Is it so cool to have a good father? It is easy to invest 100,000 high-grade star cores in random experiments, and a bet is 30,000 to 50,000 high-grade star cores, which is 3 to 5 trillion yuan when converted into low-grade star cores. As far as these students in Guangming Academy are concerned, the maximum betting amount that can be provided is hundreds of billions of low-grade star cores. If Zhao Wei were to throw 3 to 5 trillion low-grade star cores on the gamble, would the gamble still be open? Wouldn't it be time to pay for death? Bai Biao's complexion completely darkened. It's hard for me. Boy Zhao Wei, you should stop betting. Betting is risky, and you need to be cautious when entering the industry. Besides, what's wrong with you at a young age? Do you have to do this? Are you saying you're really good like this? You must be steady at the best age, do you know? Don't engage in such fancy things. Cough. Faithful words are harsh to the ear and good for deeds. The existence of the gambling table is a cancer. This is not the right way at all. You said that your family has such a big business, why do you need to study this kind of cancer? It's easy to come in, but hard to get out. So the best way to prevent it is to not come in. I'm doing this for your own good. You must understand. Even if it's your father, he definitely doesn't support meddling in the gambling table. Your father gave you 100,000 high-grade star cores, and that's for you to walk the right path. You must not disappoint your father's hope. You must be clear about these things, and you must never slack off in the slightest. While Bai Biao was talking, he quickly nodded and bowed. What he said really seemed to be the same thing. In fact, it was mainly because he was afraid that once Zhao Wei entered the arena, his leak plate plan would be ruined. With his size, how can he compete with Zhao Wei, the second generation of big capital? Besides, this guy believed that Fang Fan would definitely win, even if Bai Biao wanted to cut leaks, he couldn't. Thinking about it this way, Zhao Wei is actually the most uncertain factor. Bai Biao's little thought is quite real. In every aspect, it is the true feelings in my heart. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2846. Fang Fan wanted to laugh just looking at it from the sidelines. This guy Bai Biao can also meet opponents. I often walk on the shore, how can I not get my shoes wet? Zhao Wei, if you want to bet, you can bet whatever you want. You can play whatever you want. If you want to bet on whoever wins, you can bet on whoever wins, don't worry too much about other things. Although gambling is not a good thing, it's not bad to have fun, just don't get addicted. Fang Fan shrugged, and then followed suit. Yeah. I listened to the boss. Zhao Wei's eyes lit up, and he nodded quickly and said. Now Fang Fan definitely has a very high status in his mind. Zhao Wei is now Fang Fan's most loyal little fan. Whatever Fang Fan said was right. Bai Biao instantly turned into a bitter face. No way. I just want to cut some leaks, what are you doing, this is. Why? This is to uproot me. Fang Fan boy, you are ruthless. It's a big deal, I won't open the gamble. It's a pity for those green leaks. Bai Biao gritted her teeth, while talking, then secretly said sadly from the side. In fact, most of the students of Guangming Academy are ordinary people. It's not easy for them to accumulate some star cores. Do you still want to squeeze all the star cores from them? Last time you had a gamble in the Tiandao Society's arena, and you've already harvested a wave, and the school has already noticed you. It's just that the amount and scale at that time were not very large, so I didn't control you. But if you continue to do this kind of thing, it will be harmful to the entire Guangming Academy. At that time, the law enforcement hall will invite you to drink tea. Fang Fan shrugged, and then reminded him from the side. Although most of them are guesses, in general, they are more or less the same. Naturally, it is necessary to be cautious in this matter. For it. Is it still like this? I hadn't noticed before. It's too stupid, I'll just do my own thing, what's wrong? Is there any opinion on this? If you ask me, these rules of the school are too rigid, and they should all be abolished sooner or later. Bai Biao nodded secretly, and while talking, the sincere smile on his face grew more and more. From his point of view, that's how it should be done. That's what makes it real. This is a school after all. It's a place to practice and study, so there must always be some rules and regulations. Besides, do you also want to harvest such a small market? Your layout is only this big. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes secretly, and the corners of his mouth rose silently as he spoke. Bai Biao is not stupid, He immediately heard the implication in Fang Fan's words, and at this moment, his eyes lit up. This is an opportunity. All opportunities to take off. Boy Fang Fan, what do you mean? Is there a better occasion for me to do something big? Fang Fan boy, do you want to do it with me? Fang Fan, didn't you dismiss this kind of gamble before? Why do you have this attitude now? Boy Fang Fan, tell me about your big plan. Bai Biao nodded again and again, the excitement on his face was beyond words, and his thoughts had already taken off in full swing at this moment. There is nothing better than a star core in this world. Bai Biao has gradually become obsessed with money. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2847. After a while, the exchange match of the Academy will start. At that time, not only the Bright Academy, but also the Yuanqi Academy, the Dark Academy, and a series of other colleges will be in place. At that time, not only some students will be present, but also a group of tutors from universities and colleges. If you grasp the opportunity at that time and open a handicap, you will definitely be able to take off in a wave. Now it mainly depends on your own choice, how do you want to do it? Anyway, that's probably how it is now. You're still thinking about the upcoming school exchange competition. As for the little wool inside Guangming Academy, it doesn't matter if you don't pull it out. Fang Fan shrugged, and then followed suit. From a comprehensive point of view, this is actually the case. That's the truth. It's just a long wait. Now I can't wait to see that picture right away, and then I fly. This gamble is really evil, it's really addictive. I don't seem to be happy if I don't play for a day. Bai Biao is already a mature gambling dog. This guy is already stuck in it. While everyone was talking, they came to the arena of the academy. At the entrance, a banner was drawn, indicating that this was the competition site between the Guangming Society and the Tiandao Society. Because this competition is related to how the Guangming Society and the Tiandao Society divide up the resources allocated by the academy, both the Tiandao Society and the Guangming Society still attach great importance to it. According to the established rules at the beginning, there will be 5 battles. They are the PK of the first-year freshmen, the PK of the second-year mysterious students, the PK of the third-year Earth-level students, and the PK of the fourth-year Sky-level students in the 2 clubs. The last match, which is the 5th match, is actually a match. Waves of melee. Let the 2 clubs send out 12 members of each grade, and then start a collective battle. According to the rules, the upper grades are not allowed to shoot the lower grades, but the lower grades can challenge the higher grades. That is to say, the Sky-level students in the 4th grade cannot take the initiative to challenge students in other grades, but the students in the 1st grade can challenge at will. Fang Fan is a first-year freshman, so he can actually participate in all 5 competitions. To win 3 games out of 5, you only need to win 3 games. It's you. Fang Fan. Zhuo Qiuyao actually invited you over. No wonder he looks so swearing. So there are reinforcements. Brother Fang Fan, you really shouldn't be helping the evildoers. Do you just have the heart to help that bastard Zhuo Qiuyao bully senior sister? A mature and charming young woman walked over from a distance, with delicate makeup on her face, and she was still talking sweetly. At this moment, she cast a wink at her, and her delicate body began to squirm. The whole body exudes a youthful atmosphere. The gazes of the male students around him immediately followed. Even Bai Biao couldn't help but take 2 more steps forward. This guy is useless now. He is either a star core or a beautiful woman in his heart. He is completely immersed in this luxurious life. When Fang Fan saw the person coming, he thought for a while, and basically confirmed the identity of the woman in front of him. Chu Sisi, president of the Bright Society. I met once on the 1st floor of the tower of the academy before, when she was still trying to recruit Fang Fan to the Guangming Society. But obviously, Fang Fan chose Tiandao Society in the end. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Xu Yu. Chapter 2848. The woman spoke so familiarly, as if the relationship between her and Fang Fan was so close. Fang Fan could clearly feel the suspicious gazes of Xiao Li Yulai and Lu Jiyi scanning over. Fang Fan shrugged silently. The desire to complain was particularly strong at this moment. Good guy, I don't know what to think in my heart. President Chu was joking, how can I still bully President Chu? I'm just here to get some soy sauce. Fang Fan shrugged, looking very indifferent. Is it? Is it really just soy sauce? I can't see it. You must have many other thoughts in your heart. Don't think I don't know. You just want to bully your senior sister. Chu Ceci, the president of Guangming Society, shook her white shoulders, and while talking, the charming style on her face was revealed invisibly. Needless to say anything else, the shy posture at this moment is very charming. A good president, why is this so? While talking like this, Chu Ceci, the president of the Guangming Society, gradually approached Fang Fan, and then stretched out his salty hands, trying to hook up with Fang Fan. What are you doing? Xiao Li Yulai bared her little canine teeth, and stood up to protect her husband. Fang Fan shrugged his shoulders. He could still say something at this time, as long as he kept his mind steady. President Chu, I really just came here to make soy sauce. How about, I go first? Fang Fan glanced around Chu Ceci's body. He was in good shape, his skin was good, and his face was pretty delicate, but that's all. Fang Fan is not a stallion, he can hook up with any pretty woman if he comes over? That is impossible. Since you said you came here to make soy sauce, then you and I promise not to play later, okay? What conditions did Zhuoqiu Yao offer you? All of them are doubled on my side. Even if you want to make some special requests, it's okay. As long as you can keep your little girlfriend steady. Sister, there is really no problem here. Chu Ceci, the president of Guangming Society, glanced at Xiao Li Yulai first, and then smiled meaningfully at Fang Fan. Fang Fan only felt 10,000 grass horses galloping past his forehead. Why is this? Said so cryptically, isn't this deliberately to make others think about it? It's as if the relationship between us is different and different. Fang Fan let out a foul breath, and felt his scalp tingling inexplicably at this moment. It's all nonsense to say 1,000 words and 10,000 words. There is no room for words at all. Ceci, who is this? How dare you be so rude to you? Ceci, don't worry, with me here, I will definitely win the match between the third-year mysterious students and the fourth-year heavenly students. Just watch it then. There's no need to talk about these useless things to an unknown person from the Tiandao Club, right? At this moment, a young man with a pockmarked face flew over from the side. When he spoke, the arrogance on his face was beyond words, and at the same time, his hostile eyes focused directly on Fang Fan. He knelt and licked Chu Ceci for so long, but he didn't get such a good attitude from her. This kid is only wearing a freshman uniform. What qualifications does he have? As soon as he thought of this, the disdainful look on the face of the pockmarked youth Shuao Tian grew more and more. Fang Fan followed suit and shrugged, with an indifferent expression on his face. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Xu Yu. Chapter 2849. But speaking of it, women are indeed a disaster. As soon as this wave was in place, a lot of things happened. Basically, the ability to pull hatred is very strong. At this moment, Chu Ceci, the president of Guangming Society, looked a little cold, obviously not too cold for this pockmarked young man Shuao Tian. I really don't know the heights of the sky and the depths of the earth. In the future, please call me by my name or just call me President. Our relationship is not familiar to the point where we can call trumpet. Chu Ceci, the president of the Guangming Society, kept a cold face, and then said directly. This wave has basically shown its attitude to the fullest. Ceci, not, the president, I didn't mean that. I just wanted to help you. I am a Xian level student, and I can participate in the battle of the third-year Xian level students, and I can also challenge the fourth-year heavenly level students of the Tiandao Club as a Yangsuan level student. At that time, I will definitely win 2 games for the Guangming Society. President, you have to trust me. This kind of freshman doesn't need to curry favor at all. There's no need for that. When the time comes for the 5th round of melee, I will be able to beat the entire field. By then, relying on my strength, the Guangming Society will be able to win 3 games. 3 wins out of 5, the Guangming Society will definitely win. The horse-faced youth Shuao Tian was talking, and the arrogant look on his face became more and more. I don't know about the others, but this bragging does have a trick. Boo boo boo, what you said really seems to be the same thing, this time the feeling is in place, and it gradually becomes real. Hee hee. Then wait and see your record. Chu Ceci, the president of the Guangming Society, shrugged and left without saying anything. At this moment, Chu Ceci's attitude is not so bad, but it is not so good either. It is rather indifferent anyway. Shuao Tian, a young man with a horse face, couldn't help clenching his teeth, and a savage look flickered in his eyes. Damn! How dare you be so impatient with him? So disapproving? How can this work? This is clearly not taking him seriously. This Chu Ceci was very polite to him before, after all, he hoped that he could help the bright society win the fruits of victory. But now after meeting the man in front of her, she has completely changed. Bitch. It's obvious that I fell in love with that little boy. Humph. So you want to kick me away? Impossible. When I beat this little boy to death in the arena, everything will still be mine. It's mine. It's all mine. It's mine and no one can take it away. Chu Ceci. You will surrender to me sooner or later. Shuao Tian, a young man with a horse face, licked his lips, and at this moment, he secretly began to imagine in his heart. While swallowing saliva, the saliva dripped and fell to the ground. Fang Fan and the others glanced at it, feeling a little disgusted for no reason. What's wrong? If you want to say that your instructor can understand what you are spitting, drooling without warning in such a situation, isn't it unreasonable? Isn't this a fool? Boy Fang Fan, hurry up. Bai Biao shrank her neck, and immediately cleared the way ahead. Are you sure you don't think about the conditions I just mentioned? As long as you withdraw from this competition, the conditions are up to you. As soon as Fang Fan entered the arena, Chu Ceci, the president of the Guangming Society, wandered over at some point. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2850. He set his own price at every turn. Fang Fan also felt a headache. This. Is that how it is done? This is really perseverance. The point is not like that, it's already reached this point, and you can still talk about a hammer. I don't have any conditions. I just came here to help. Fang Fan shrugged and said very sincerely. Brother Fang Fan, you are finally here. In the distance, Zhou Qiuya rushed over excitedly. When he saw Chu Ceci, the president of the Guangming Society, standing here, his face immediately turned cold. He could probably hear some of what Chu Ceci said just now. At this moment, his eyes subconsciously glanced around, and the changes in his facial expressions were particularly real. President Chu, brother Fang Fan is my brother. It's not appropriate for you to dig a wall like this. Furthermore, brother Fang Fan joined our Tiandao club from the very beginning. He. Some rules still have to be followed. President Chu should be more stable in this regard. After all, there are people with status in the academy. It shouldn't be too ugly for such a friendly match, right? Zhuo Yao's mouth was still very slippery, and while he was talking at the moment, his eyebrows were raised, and his facial expression changed very realistically. Needless to say about other things for the time being, all aspects of the posture have been revealed at this moment, which is probably the case. As for offending others, Zhuo Yao really didn't care about it. Anyway, just go up and do it. Chu Ceci, the president of the Guangming Society, remained silent on the spot, and the charming smile on his face gradually faded at this moment. No matter how nervous she was, she would definitely feel different if she was told that. Furthermore, she is the president of the Guangming Society after all, and she and the Tiandao Society are in conflict with each other after all. Vice President Zhuo, don't worry about this. The ending is undecided, and I don't know what it will be like. At that time, let's see the real chapter in the arena. Chu Ceci, the president of the Guangming Society, gritted his teeth, and then secretly complained from the side. The facial expression changed very wonderfully. Before Chu Ceci left, she took a deep look at Fang Fan, as if she still had some special feelings and charm. The corner of Fang Fan's mouth twitched, and then he let out a breath of foul air. This is difficult. Humph. Finally left. I think she's plotting against you. Little Li Yulai gritted her little tiger's teeth, and said excitedly. Fang Fan shrugged and glanced into the arena, where a lot of people had already gathered. After all, the Guangming Society and the Tiandao Society are the two major clubs of the Guangming Academy. Not to mention how many members there are, even those watching the excitement will crowd the arena. In fact, there are not many entertainment activities in Guangming Academy, but whenever there is an opportunity, they actually want to seize the opportunity and watch the excitement, which is probably such a pure mentality. Be real and clear. Boy Fang Fan. There are really a lot of people here. Such a good opportunity, don't miss it. If you miss this, wouldn't it be a pity? Fang Fan, why don't you open a gamble and tell that kid Zhao Wei not to get involved? Cough, just two of our spoils, no. It's a share. Don't worry, I will never treat you badly. Bai Piao looked at the green leaks around him, and couldn't help it.